Okay, this is similar to the quiz. Let's erase some of this stuff here. We have a trinomial, we need to factor it, and we know we need b squared as a first term. So if we multiply b times b, that is b squared, so that works. We need -7. We need two numbers that multiply together to equal -7. And the first number I think of is 1 times 7, and one of those has to be a negative. And it has to be so that when I add them together, I get -6. So obviously it's going to be more negatives, so it's going to be -7 plus 1 plus 1. And that is my answer. I can check it by multiplying everything out. So I can say b times b, b squared, b times -7, -7b. -1 times b is -1b, and -1 times -7 is a positive, positive 1. That's a positive b. Positive 1 times -7 is a -7. So it does work because this will give you -6 when you put them together. So if you add all that together, you get the -6 that you wanted right there. So it works. This one here, I see if I can divide by 3. Sometimes you can. If you can, put it in the front. Excellent. Look at that. 3's in the front. Copy everything else down. Don't try to do 2 steps at once. It might mess you up on a quiz. Is that right? 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times 5 is 15. So that looks good. And I can continue by factoring that into 2 binomials. P times P is P squared. And 5 times 1, so if I had a -5 and a -1, that still multiplies for positive 5, and it adds up to -6 when you add them together. There we go. 3 factors, we got it. Graphing a quadratic function, f of x equals x squared plus 2x plus 3. Keep in mind that the graph here is going by halves, so you have to use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just be careful, okay? We need the vertex first, and we know 2 ways to find a vertex now. Let's use the old-fashioned way, minus b over 2a. And we'll actually do this second one with completing the square, I guess. So minus b over 2a. Opposite of b is -2. B is this number. Over 2 times a is 1. Okay, so that gives us -1. That is our x of the vertex. So that means -1 is the axis of symmetry. We could come down here and say x equals -1 for the axis of symmetry. But we need to plug it in to get the y. So plugging in a -1, I'm going to delete all that out of there just to kind of plugging in a -1 squared plus 2 times -1 plus 3. So it's 1, -2, says -1 plus 3, 2. So -1, 2, which should be right here. That's my vertex. Where did I put it? It's right there. That's my vertex. Okay. So -1, 2 is my vertex. And now I'd like to put a 0 and a 1 and a -2 and a -3. So 0 is an easy one. So if I come over here and put 0 in, I just get 3. 0 over 3 up. 1, 2, 3. Which tells me that probably the other one's going to be right here. I should probably confirm it since it's a test. So if I plug in -2, into the function, I get 4 minus 4 plus 3. So that gives me 3, and that's what I wanted. So it worked. You can bring the video back if you want. Okay, so if I plugged in 1, that's an easy one. So let's plug in 1. 2 and 1 is 3, plus 3 is 6. 1 over, 6 up, which brings me right there. That means I'm probably going to be right over here, and it looks about right when I put my function there, which means that that will be 6 also, which means that my vertex form has a times x minus h squared plus k, which means I have x minus, what's my h? -1. So I have to make it a +1, right? Because my h is -1, and I already had a negative there. So I got that squared plus the k. K is the other part of my vertex, which is a +2. Exactly. -1, 2. Yay. That's it. So that's how you do these, and that's what we should know. And the other day we started with completing the square, so I'm going to hold off on that right now just to let you digest this piece. But if you want to, you can use that method, the minus b over 2a, to get your x, right? To get your axis of symmetry, and to get your x-coordinate of your vertex up in the table up here, right? Where we have it here. Okay, so you can have that, and you can use that. But we also learned to complete the square to get the vertex form. So x squared plus 4x, which is part of the function. I'll put the +3 over there. Half of that is 2. Square it, you get 4. If I add 4, I have to take away 4. Okay. And this piece here gives me x plus 2. Square root of the first term and the square root of the last term. And here I have -1. That's my vertex form. That's down here. X plus 2 squared minus 1. Okay, so I have a -2, the opposite sign, and the same sign. And -2 is my axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry, -2. -2, -1 is my vertex. -1, 0, -3, -4. So 0 is an easy one to plug in. Plug it into the function. You get 3 when you plug 0 into the function. Try it. Use a calculator if you want to or need to. 0 over 3 up. Boom, boom. Right there. Means I got to be the same distance over there at least. If I plugged a -1 in, I'd have -1 squared plus 4 times -1 plus 3. That gives me 1 minus 4. 4 minus 4, that gives me 0. Okay? If I plugged, oops, that was a -1 I plugged in. And I got a 0. Actually, it's going to be the same thing for -3, isn't it? -1, 0. -3, 0. And my -4 is going to also have the 3, just like that other one. So I've got my function. Kind of. Yeah. Yay.